welcome to New Comic Book News, a weekly show all about comics, from FOCs to exciting announcements, indies to keep your eyes on, and everything in between. My name is Michael Balonis, and I'll be your newscaster for the week. Now, this week's entry will hopefully be a little bit shorter, a little bit quicker paced, only because it's a holiday weekend. I just wrote the script last night. I am filming and editing this the day it goes out. So, keep that in mind, bear with me, let's dive in. Up first, we have the upcoming FOCs, and with this first section of FOCs, I like to do the ones that are today, April 6, 2026. So, first up from DC, we've got Zatanna issue number 1, Swamp Thing 1989 issue number 1, and the Justice League International special number 1. Plus, there's the new DC's Finest collection for The Origin of Robin. For Marvel, we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 28, Daredevil number 2, Ultimate Impact Reborn number 1, Ghost Spider number 10, Cassian Andor number 1, and Miles Morales The Art of Thwip number 1. Image Comics has White Sky issue number 3, Feral issue number 22, and Sacrificers issue number 21, which will be the last issue in the series. Boom Studios has Neighborhood Watch issue number 2, Hello Darkness issue number 21, and the trade paperback for Be Not Afraid. And last but not least, Invader Comics has The Devil in the Herd issue number 1. And remember, those FOCs are for today, April 6, 2026. So if you have not pre-ordered those, pause this video, go call your local comic book store, get those pre-ordered, come back, press play, because now we're going to keep the ball rolling and move on into next week's FOCs, which is April 13th, 2026. And remember, we're going to speed through these, so keep up. DC has Batman issue number 9, which is continuing Fraction's already incredible run. Absolute Superman issue number 19. Absolute Green Lantern issue number 14. Poison Ivy number 44. And The Nice House by the Sea issue number 10. Now Marvel has Ultimate Endgame issue number 4. Alias Red Band issue number 3, Death Spiral Body Count number 1, and Spectacular Spider-Man Brand New Day issue number 1. Dynamite has Ben 10 issue number 1, coming from the original creators of Ben 10, and is being described as their definitive, absolute version of their vision for Ben 10. Image Comics has Royals issue number 2, and If Destruction Be Our Lot issue number 1. The new book from Matthew Rosenberg, writer of titles like 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank and We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. And that wraps up the FOCs that I think you should keep your eyes on, but if you think I missed anything big, please let me know. Otherwise, let's move on into the news. So the first piece of news we've got is from Image Comics. The cat is out of the bag, and the latest issue of Feral had a surprise appearance from Stray Dogs, and the new cover for the reprint will show him off. Speaking of Feral, we also have a sneak peek of the next issue, Feral issue number 22. Then, The Sacrificers is ending, officially. I'm not sure if this was already news before, I might have missed it, but the upcoming issue number 21 of Sacrificers will be a double-length issue, and will be the final issue of the series, and we have a preview of it now. Now finally, we have what I consider to be some of the biggest comic news in general. James Tynion has announced BODEGA, a Brooklyn-based comic non-profit organization with the scope of it being described as it aims to reshape the comic scene with a major expo, creator grants, and a push to support the next generation of artists in New York. And that brings us to the end of the news portion of this video, and there won't be a Kickstarter corner this week just due to time constraints. So with all that out of the way, we can move on into my favorite comics from last week. Kevin Smith's Bizarro Year None issue 1 was a weird, fun ride. Poison Ivy number 43 sent Mayor Ivy into the sewers to threaten a greedy corporate CEO, which is always welcome, and Daredevil had a delightfully unsettling start to a new arc written by Stephanie Phillips. Now, what were my top 3 favorite comics from the week? Batman number 8 was expertly written, with Matt Fraction showing off his scripting skills, tying 3 different subplots together into one narrative, wrapping up nicely at the end with a subtle background character. Now, this type of storytelling isn't anywhere near new, but the way Fraction managed to pull it all off so seamlessly was an incredible display of craftsmanship. Royals issue number 1 was a book I've been excited for since its announcement, and it did not drop the ball. In fact, going into it, I was expecting it to get right into the heart of the action. but instead it took its time setting up the characters, their personalities, and their motivations. By the end of the first issue, they hadn't even touched the action promised by the premise, which makes me believe we're in for an absolute treat once the story does bring us there. My absolute favorite book of the week, though, was undoubtedly Sacrificers issue number 20. Sacrificers remains one of the absolute best books on the stands, and as it turns out, issue number 20 is the penultimate issue. The double-sized issue number 21 will be the final issue in the series, and so issue 20 was an emotional touchstone for the finale. Everything is colliding, the heavens are on fire, and the gods are reconciling with their mortality. Rick Remender's prose continues to be phenomenal, with the opening line being, "Heaven grew silent." Andre's penciling is just so incredible, encompassing all of what an epic fantasy book should look like, and Dave's coloring is outstanding as always. This is a book that will go down as one of the most important comic book reads of all time. And that's it for this week's new comic book news. Thank you so much for watching. What were your favorite books from last week, and what books are you most looking forward to? As always, my name is Michael Balonis, and I'll see you guys next week.